Wow, ladies and gentlemen,
welcome back to Lifestyle Willy's YouTube channel. First and foremost, today I'm basically going to talk about three main things. One being the Maandamano of this week. Two, I'm going to talk about the unemployment rate in Kenya. And three, I'm going to talk about the cost of living. First of all, in the Bible, in the book of Psalms 12:5, it is well stated that God will punish both the oppressors and the oppressed equally. God will punish the oppressors for oppressing the oppressed. At the same time, God will punish the oppressed for accepting the oppression. Ladies and gentlemen, this week on Wednesday, the people of Kenya decided not to accept the oppression. As you could see, what happened on Wednesday, especially to the regions of Kisii, to the regions of Meru, and those of Eldoret. These counties came out in large number to say no to the kind of oppression that is going on in this great nation. The people of Gusii, with their leader, Mr. Simba Arati, they came out to echo their voice and to say that enough is enough. Therefore, these fellow Kenyans were clearly sending a message to the Kenyan president and the KK government at large. First and foremost, let me mention this. If you look at our country, Kenya, we have two aggrieved parties here. One being our government, that is the KK government, and two being the people of Kenya. Both these two parties are bitter in a certain way. The people of Kenya are bitter because the cost of living has gone high. The life has become so unbearable. There is high rate of unemployment. The youth of Kenya up to this far, majority of them has no jobs. Therefore, it is not possible for them to bring something to the table. Let me take you back. If you compare unemployment rate in the year 2018 to let's say 2021 up to 2022. In 2018, the rate of unemployment in Kenya was at about 4.25%. It later rose to 5.64% in the year 2021.
Imagine tumetafuta kazi, tumechoka, tukikuja hapa tunapanga line. Tumekuja hapa hatuna pesa ya kulipa nyumba, wengine tuko single. Vile tumekuja hapa tunapanga line on Tuesday, mwingine amekufa. Sasa sijui tunaelekea wapi. Oi president wetu, tafadhali tusaidie Ruto. Tupate kazi, tunaumia sisi wamama wadogo. Hatutaki kuomba, hatutaki kufanya ukahaba tafadhali.
Today we are talking of unemployment rate of 5.5%. Therefore, it means that something is not going right. Ladies and gentlemen, let me mention this. As I stated earlier, our KK government is bitter. Our KK government is bitter. The only thing is that the KK government is bitter with the wrong person. The KK government is bitter with the former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga and the Azimio at large, that is. On the other part, the Kenyan citizens are bitter with targeting our government. Here are a few reasons to say why the Kenyan citizens are bitter. One, talk about the cost of living. Talk about the unemployment rate. Talk about the rate of hunger in this country. Talk about the rate of inflation, among other factors. Instead, we have the KK government, which promised heaven to their people. The KK government, which said how they were going to protect the people of Kenya.
He promises to inject 50 billion shillings into Mama Mboga. He talks about border kiosks, and he talks about doing this by facilitating access to credit as well as a what should I call it, a nurturing business environment. And he says he will do that by way of legislation. He also promises to increase the minimum wage from about 100 shillings to 200 shillings a day.
The KK government has now turned this thing. The KK government is playing a game. Today, the KK government, instead of delivering what they promised, the KK government has decided to defy the call and the voice of these Kenyans. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, let me state this. If you look about if you take a look at what happened on Wednesday, majority of Kenyans were out there. Right now, talk of today, Raila Amolo Odinga has given out another schedule this week. That is Wednesday, Thursday and Friday.
Lakini tumesema Jumatano ijao tena Kenya yote watajumuika. Kutakuwa na kamkunji nyingine Jumatano ijayo. Wapende wasipende.
These are days which are going to be specifically for Maandamano, especially to these Kenyans, whom to them the life is so tough. Ladies and gentlemen, there is this a prominent German pastor by the name Martin Niemöller. Martin Niemöller once stated, and I quote, "When they came first, they came for the socialists. I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists. I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews. I did not speak because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and I was there, and there was no one left to speak for me." Ladies and gentlemen, on Wednesday this week, it reached a point that Kenyans cannot bear. Therefore, they decided to come out in large number to echo their voice, because there is nobody to speak for them. A time has come that the hustlers, the mama mboga, has decided to come out to speak for themselves. Instead of the KK government listening to its people, the mama mboga, mtu wa mkokoteni, mtu wa wheelbarrow, and so on, the KK government has decided to tear gas these mama mboga people, to shot at these boda boda guys, and to chase away all the mkokoteni men. The question is this: then, why was the KK government making promises that they knew they will not deliver to Kenyans? Why would politicians of this nation keep on lying and telling lies to Kenyans? Ladies and gentlemen, if you take a look at this small video, I want you to see. Just see for yourself what the government of Kenya, what the president has said today.
Mnataka tuendelee na hii maandamano? Mnataka tuendelee na hii maandamano? Mimi nataka niwaambie, maandamano haiwezi tena kufanyika katika hii taifa letu la Kenya. Hiyo wanasema Wednesday, hiyo wanasema sijui lini, hiyo maandamano haiwezekani. Haiwezekani. Mtu huyu wa kitendawili alilete fujo, akalete mapinduzi, watu wakakufa kule nyuma. Akakuja akaangaisha mzee Kibaki, mara choo, mara sijui nini, mara carpet. Mpaka mzee akashindwa kufanya, akafanya kazi, lakini kazi hiyo haikuendelea vile ilikuwa inatakikana. Ndio huyo amekuja akachanganya Uhuru, ile mambo yetu ya Big Four ikapotea, tukaenda BBI sijui nini mpaka tukaingia madeni. Saa hii tuko na deni ya 9 trillion. Saa hii amekuja hapa tena, ndio huyu ameanzisha fujo. Amelete fujo, muliona vile mali iliharibika Nairobi. Mkaona vile watu wamelete vijana wamelipwa wafanye fujo. Mnataka tuendelee hiyo barabara?
The president has insisted that on come Wednesday, come Thursday, and come Friday next week, there will be no Maandamano. Therefore, let's wait and see who is who in this context. Ladies and gentlemen, as I have mentioned earlier, that Ruto, or rather the KK government in general, is bitter with this one man, Raila Amolo Odinga. Raila Amolo Odinga is a thunderbolt. Raila Amolo Odinga is the only man who can give out a holiday out of the normal calendar. This one man that controls majority, or rather a section, large section of Kenyans. And when this one man speaks, the Kenyans listen to them. The Kenyans listen to him and his brigade. Ladies and gentlemen, let me state this. Right now, the fight has escalated from the war of political parties, the war of electoral injustices, and other forms of war, to the cost of living. The most important thing right now to the common mwananchi is the cost of living. Is how am I going to put a meal on my table? How is my child going to school tomorrow? How am I going to have a roof on top of me? How am I going to have some small savings for future emergencies? That is the war. The war that the KK government is trying to initiate with Kenyans, just to dilate the mind of common mwananchi, is uncalled for. Kenyans are so clear on what they want. Kenyans are very, very clear on what their needs are. The government of Kenya should come out and address this clearly. The big question today is that why would the KK government keep on fighting the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga when the government itself is in a mess? Does Raila Amolo Odinga holds any public office in this country as far as the leadership of this country is concerned? The answer is no. Therefore, it's only the government that can address. It's only the Kenyan government that can come out and solve the problem of these Kenyans. Before we get this further, let me say this. In Kenya, the Kenyans has now reached a point that they have decided to embrace one another. They have decided to love one another. They have decided to call each other my brother, my sister. And for sure, we say the politics time is long gone. We are past that. Therefore, if you see the people of Kamba Nation participating in demonstration, the people of Rift Valley, the backyard of our current president, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, the people of Meru coming out to say no, the people of Gema region, the Kikuyu, Aembu, et al., coming out to say that enough is enough, it's a clear indication that these people are going through the same problem, have sat down and said enough is enough, and nobody is going to take Kenyans for a ride. A time has come. You cannot fool the people all the time. A time has come. a revolution has started, and this revolution is going to escalate to various parts of this country. It started here in Nairobi. Maandamanos started here in Nairobi. It has now gone to the rural areas. It has now gone to the various borders of this country. It is crystal simple. The president of Kenya should come out and address the challenges that are facing Kenyans. It's as simple as that. That is what the Kenyan mwananchi is yearning for. If you love this country, if you love your people, there is no way you are going to call for peace. There is no way you are going to shut down these Maandamanos without giving Kenyans what they want. And these people are simply asking for one thing: lower the cost of living. Yes, it is true that protests cannot lower the cost of living. It is true. But that is the only thing that is remaining. That is the only bait that is remaining for these hungry and angry Kenyans. It is the only thing. Because our leaders in parliament have failed to represent our interests. Our leaders in parliament have failed to address and air, or rather echo, our views. The Kenyan people have decided to take power, and the power belongs to the people. The leaders are simply a representative of the people. But when things turn left, when things turn backwards, the people will defend themselves. When you come for the people and there's no one to speak for them, then they will speak for themselves. The fight between the KK government and the Azimio is not going to bear any good fruit to Kenyans. Rather, let's come clear and address what's there, what our challenges are, and improve to better the life of Kenyans and to make this country great. And before you move, please click to this subscribe button. Make sure you like the video, share your comment, and above all, share the link. Thank you for your support. Thank you for standing with your fellow Kenyans. And thank you to be part and parcel of this journey. Thank you so much.